Howdy folks, Super Koopa here, and this is Nerdworks. This is one of my Facebook pages for a couple of different projects that I've worked on for quite a while, but I've got a new recent project that I wanted to talk to you all about. What Nerdworks is it is me and my friend Artful Thinking, who you may know from the Bad Gamepad podcast. We started this page, I think, roughly around 2015, and what we wanted to do was we wanted to make comic strips like the kinds that we like to read growing up, stuff like Garfield and Dilbert and Calvin and Hobbes, Foxtrot, that sort of thing, just sort of 3, 4 panel comic strips. So we delved into this for a little while and then it kind of fell and dropped off. And I decided to pick it back up again myself. Now, I'm not an artist, but I started a small series called Ralph Stickman. Yes, it's about two stickmen, basically, two stick figure style characters that I drew myself. Like I said, I'm not an artist. And I have an example of a color one right here that I will try to showcase off a little bit. Um, Basically, the premise is you've got two guys, Ralph Stickman and Just Mike. Ralph is kind of a simple man. He's the one on the left. He's kind of a simple man who just engages in day-to-day shenanigans. He's kind of a Patrick Star-esque in that he's a little bit empty-headed, we'll say. Although he has spots of brilliance, you could kind of call him a Homer Simpson-esque, Patrick Star-esque kind of dunder-headed character that's also somewhat brilliant. And then on the left, you've got just Mike. He's got mostly the same expression every time, but he's more of a common, not really bothered by much type of guy, sort of your everyman, and this whole strip is about the dialogue between the two. That's what these strips are. They're very basic. Like I said, I'm not really an artist. I don't consider myself an artist outside of, I don't know if you could call logo work art, but I'm not a big drawing guy. Like I said, most of these designs are sort of stick based, kind of inspired by stuff like Cyanide and Happiness, but definitely more family friendly than that stuff. That is my goal. Um, but the entertainment value definitely comes from the conversations that these guys have. I tried to do 3 panels and stick with 3 panels. Um, but their basic conversations, like this one, was uh, basically Ralph starts out asking Mike, you enjoying the winter? And Mike goes, not too much snow and the cold gets better and painful. And then Mike goes on to say, it's also more dangerous to go anywhere, snow and ice all over the place. And then Ralph is kind of taken aback by that, and he goes, "Okay, so how about the spring and summer?" And oh no, don't get me started on the heat. So the joke is that Mike likes to complain about different seasons of the weather, and that's an example of very simple conversation, very very simple joke. Let me see if I can find another one for you here, just as an example. I'll see if I can find an earlier one because I did change the art style. Okay, in fact, I might scroll back down to the first one. Yeah, this is the first one. You can see the art is very different because I did it. So the introduction to our characters. Mike goes, "Howdy, Stickman. How was your weekend?" He said, "Hey, Mike, my weekend was awesome. Went scuba diving in my neighbor's bathtub and taught a monkey to race a go-kart." And I go away fast. And then next panel is them just being blank. I hadn't figured out how many panels I wanted to do. So they're just, after Ralph goes through this sort of diatribe, they're both kind of staring blankly. And Mike responds, "You're a horrible liar, Ralph." He said, "Yeah, I need to see someone about it, frankly." So, like I said, it's simple, very simple stuff. Kids will enjoy it, adults will enjoy it. It's just simple, straightforward stuff. And my motivating force for doing this is, again, I like those old style comic strips. I like the jokes in them. I like the art. I like the simple concept. I feel like this stuff can be either really in depth, like some of the strips, or it can be really simple stuff. And it's kind of making a comeback digitally, and it's a lot easier for people to do digitally, to just make characters and put them into scenarios based with dialogue. I really like it. And this, like I said, this is very crude because this is the first. You can see I only did torsos for the characters. I didn't do arms at all of any sort because I just wanted it to be, you see their expressions and the basic designs. And I've changed that quite a bit here. If we go up, you'll see. I actually like this. I'm proud of this strip. Mike goes, huh. Ralph goes, "What's wrong, Mike?" He said, "Gas prices, food prices, cold, overcast, winter, apples." And Ralph goes, "Apples?" And Mike goes, "They give me a rash." like I said, it's simple. You might be like, oh, that is so lame, and fair enough, fair enough. But it's just fun stuff that comes to mind. I'm still largely developing this. I don't know how much more in depth it's going to get. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up doing it daily. I can right now because of my schedules, but yeah, this is just fun for me. This is just a fun thing to put out for people to read on the side. You know, and oh, I really like this one. This one was inspired by different experiences I've had as a kid at the dentist. I didn't really like going to the dentist. Love my dentist now. In fact, my dentist actually follows this page, and I'm hoping that he caught this one. I might have to point it out to him my next visit. But good news, Mike. My dentist appointment went great. Said I need to visit a place called the Root Canal. I've always wanted to visit a canal, watching boats float by. Maybe do a little fishing. It'll be great. Sounds great, Ralph. And then you see Mike thinking in the bubble. This might be a little hard to read, but he says he's actually getting dumber by the day. Just fun. Just fun. And it's very simple. I don't even really have backgrounds, I just because I'm not really much of an artist. And then we get to the another strip here. Did you watch the football game last night, Ralph? Sure did, but something confused me about it. Well, it was mostly two women chasing a ball over a net with paddles of some kind. Stickman, when did you last see a doctor? I don't know why they call it football. It seems like false advertising. Basically, the joke was he was watching a women's tennis match as opposed to football. He apparently didn't get the instructions, so kind of an idiot. But you can tell he's sort of he's sort of an idiot who overthinks things. He's a lovable goofball. And I got another one here. Saw a bald eagle today, Mike. I recommended him some hair care products from Malaysia and some dieting tips. How was his response? He screeched loudly and flew beak first into a cell tower. A little random, but fun. Just a lot of fun. And then here's the first color strip. Hey, Mike, do you feel different today? Not really. Do you? I don't know. Somehow life feels more vibrant. Maybe it's just gas from lunch. They're just pointing out how their designs are different, and I added color. I hand drew the bodies, although I should have used a tool for square and circle, and then just drew the arms and legs, and then, have a canvas for the face, because what I do have templates for them. They don't have a whole lot of expressions, but I do have templates that I reuse over and over again. And I just mess with the dialogue and change. If I want one character saying more, I might fill up like the whole middle panel with that, and then go from there. I'm still learning. Like, I'm still an amateur, even though we did Gerald and Dougie, and I'll show you guys Gerald and Dougie because I'm happy with how it turned out. I think both me and Artful Thinking were really satisfied with the overall product. I don't know how I can zoom in here. All right, so this was from 2015, and the joke was that we had gotten lightsabers for Christmas and we're reenacting Star Wars, and I was Darth Vader, and Ian, who was Gerald, and so I said, Gerald, I am your father, and Ian said, no. And then the joke is that what was really happening was, Gerald, let us in. Your mother and I are freezing, and his parents were coming to visit. So it was fun. It got a lot of stuff. So it got a lot of likes and things. So I don't know what the future of Gerald and Dougie as a series holds. I mean, it's a really beautifully done strip. Ian did so good on that. I mean, he has no business doing that good for just an independent comic strip, but he did. Every time I look at those old strips, because we had a couple of them, I'm just overwhelmed by how great that turned out. I mean, it was like he is such a talented artist. We worked together to come up with those concepts, but he deserves all the credit for the art, and I'll forever be proud of him for that and the fact that we were able to do that. And now I'm doing Ralph Stickman as more of a regular series, and it might not be up to par with Gerald and Dougie. I would hate to abandon Gerald and Dougie, but Ian is busy with a lot of things. He's living overseas now, Mr. Artful Thinking, and he's doing a lot with that. So I don't really want to pull him away from that just so he could do more strips. But I am dedicated to doing as much Ralph Stickman as Ralph Stickman. Excuse me. I can never get my own names right. I'm dedicated to doing as much of that as I can, just because it's easy, and I think it's fun, and you'll have to decide for yourself if you actually like the strips. But the page is facebook.com/nerdworkscomic. I don't have an Instagram for the Nerdworks page, at least I don't believe I did. I may have at one point and deleted it when we just kind of let it fall to the wayside, but it is a whole lot of fun doing this, and this is sort of my contribute to the sort of iron age of media, where I want to create media that is not woke, it's not political overtly in any way, at least I'm not trying to be. It's just fun, entertaining stuff that people can really enjoy from all walks of life, and just fun characters and simple concepts and just simple entertainment to pass the time, just simple fun stuff. And I think that at Nerdworks here, I'm really going to try to make that a reality. And I'm going to continue to do, my Super Koopa stuff and some of my stuff, Orange Cactus Productions with the Rail Fanning channel. Be sure to subscribe to that if you haven't. It should be, I don't know if I have it linked on my YouTube, but I might put a link for it down below for all the people who are interested in trains and stuff. I'm working on just multiple things right now, but this is one thing that's at the forefront, and I thought I would promote it. I mentioned it on Scriblade's stream in the chat. I was talking about it, and somebody there said, well, I should really promote this. And I said, well, yeah, I'm thinking about maybe doing it on YouTube at some point, so I might as well do it. So this is my contribution to entertainment, as little as it may be. But I am dedicated to it. Then that's facebook.com/nerdworkcomic. There's no sort of entry fees. There's nothing to contribute. No sort of donations or anything like that. It's just I do all this out of pocket for fun. If you're interested in comic strips like I am, I'm gonna try to put out as many as I can, and I might try to rework the characters bit by bit and maybe add and take some stuff away. Who knows what the future holds? It's kind of a blank canvas, and I'm experimenting and seeing what happens with it. So if you're into that sort of thing, I thought I would let you all know that that's the other thing that I'm doing on top of videos, to entertain you all. It's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys will join me for this ride. Again, that's facebook.com/nerdworkscomic. I will have it in the description down below. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. This has been Super Koopa. Hope you guys will be able to check it out. God bless. Have a good one. Peace.